Hey guys, doing the ML 320 today. I've been kind of putting this off for a couple of months because I've had just so much other stuff to do. And people have asked me, why the hell haven't I been posting a lot of videos this summer? Well, we did a couple home renovations on some rental properties we had, and just finished, well, almost finished, the shed from, well, it's kind of a bomb shelter. We just finished this thing. Well, it's almost finished. It's not quite done. Had to make some room in the garage. Just didn't have enough room to do for everything. And still got the windows to put in, but it's pretty beefy. It's not going anywhere. If there's a hurricane, I'm going in here as opposed to the basement because this thing is not moving ever. So yeah, anyway, that was to make, needed some room in the garage in order to continue working on things because I want to work on stuff over the winter. And I have some room in my garage finally. It's not too cluttered. Well, it's cluttered as hell, but not too cluttered. Anyway, let's move on to the ML. What I've been putting off for about 2 months is front tie rods. They've never been done on this car. Test for tie rods. Grab front and 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock on the wheel and wiggle back and forth. I can do this with one hand because this one's actually, these are gone. See that? Clunking back and forth, test for ball joints, grab top and bottom, rock in and out. And then of course that could also be a wheel bearing, so could this, so could the side to side, but I do know it's the tie rod. The other thing is put your hand on the tie rod end, the ball joint of the tie rod end, the socket end, and wiggle it back and forth. And when you can feel the movement, you know the tie rod end's gone. So I'm gonna be replacing these on the ML today. And you know, put the wheel, I'm gonna jack it up, put the jack stand under, take the wheel off, and then we'll start. Okay, here's the ball joint, so you can watch it while I'm wiggling the front end around, and you can see the movement in that. And you can also feel that if you're reaching around the wheel. With the wheel on, you can reach around, hold that, and wiggle the tire back and forth and feel it. Now the bolt for the outer tie rod is right here. I've sprayed these down with WD-40. This is a 22 millimeter. Might be different depending on whether yours has been replaced over the years. This is the original, and this is a 22. As far as I know, it's the original. I have all the records. There has been no tie rods replaced at 300,000 kilometers almost. So anyway, this is a 22. I've loosened this, which is, sometimes they're opposites. Is this a righty tighty or a lefty loosey? Okay, and all you want to do is loosen it. That's it. Just to make sure it's not stuck to the tie rod end, because you want to keep the adjustment of the tie rod end as close as you can so that you can drive safely without wrecking your tires to the alignment shop, because you do need an alignment after you replace tie rod ends. Even if you replace one, you need an alignment. End of story. No ifs, ands, or buts. You'll destroy your tires, you'll destroy all kinds of other things if you don't. Sometimes you can get lucky and get it dead on, but that's pretty much almost impossible. And then this is going to be a 21 millimeter bolt. I'm going to take this off, and we'll come back and release the tie rod end by smacking on this arm here, vibrating it out, and dropping the tie rod out, and then we'll put the new one in. Back in a minute. Okay, apologize. We missed a step or two in between because, well, my other camera, my garage camera, decided to go poof and dead. Hopefully I can get the SD card data is good. So I'm using my phone now. Anyway, what we did was we separated the ball joint with a pickle fork. Since that ball joint is no longer necessary, I whacked it a few times on the side. The vibration wasn't letting it out, but I used a ball joint fork, which goes between the ball joint and the control arm, and then you see it's like a slope, so as it pushes in, it pops the two apart. Took the upper bolt off, and now I'm holding the inner tie rod with a pair of vice grips and unscrewing the tie rod end. What you don't want to do, because these are, again, you want your alignment as close as possible. Don't move the big tightening nut. Don't move that, because that's where it kind of seats up against the new tie rod. The new tie rods are side specific. They're basically the mirror opposite of one another. The other one is curved in the other direction. These are new. I don't remember the brand name on these. I bought them like 6 months ago when I was going to do this. I don't know. It says made in Germany somewhere on them, but that's all I know. I don't remember the brand, to be honest. So anyway, I'm going to wind that one out. Screw the other one in, which is like, see the end? It's like a pinch bolt. So it screws in, and then that bolt that is on there goes over top of it. Basically bolt it up. I'll give you the torque specs. Put the new nut on, tighten it up. I'll give you the torque spec. I'll give you the torque spec on the back one. Doesn't really matter. The alignment shop will do that. But you know, just snug it pretty good on the back one. Will you hold the front with the you hold the front. This is a 24 mil in between those two square lugs. See the two squares sitting proud of the shaft? That's a 24 mil to hold on to that, which is almost a 1-inch wrench. It's 24 millimeters, and that holds that. And you can wind it off, screw the other one on. It's regular threads, righty tighty, lefty loosey, and the other side is the mirror image, exact same thing. So we're going to finish this up, and again, I will when I'm done, I will give you the torque spec on that tie rod end bolt.